Respiratory virus season is here, and it can be especially hard on those over 50. One of the most severe illnesses going around is RSV, which can not only make someone over 50 very ill, but it could also lead to possible death. The Senior Games is teaming up with medical professionals to get the word out about RSV and the importance of staying active to help fight it off. I spoke with a senior athlete who survived her illness and a doctor who is urging everyone over 50 to take preventative measures this fall and winter to avoid a trip to the hospital. So, Carol, tell me your story with RSV.
I contracted RSV in my early to mid 50s. At the time, I thought it was something that only affected babies until it affected me. When it affected me, it took me a couple of weeks to figure out or to learn that that's what I had. I thought I just had a cold or a flu that just wouldn't go away. And so, about 3 weeks in, we decided it was time to have someone check me to see what was going on. It turns out that I had a severe version of RSV. It had me down. I couldn't train, couldn't spend time with my family because I was ill. Didn't want to get them ill, but as well, I was very weak, dehydrated. I lost 13 pounds. I just wasn't doing well. I couldn't get up, couldn't move around, couldn't breathe. And so it took 8 weeks of no training or any activity, then another 4 weeks to even get on the track and feel partially like myself. So for me, it was debilitating physically, it was debilitating mentally, and it changed my outlook on how I was taking care of my body and how I was preparing for competition.
Anybody can get RSV. What steps can people take to avoid or help lessen the chances of getting this terrible disease?
Well, you're absolutely right. Anybody can get RSV. This virus is common and it's contagious. And when we're infected, it can infect our lungs and our breathing passages. People who get RSV, we tend to associate this as the disease of infants, and that's absolutely true. But it also is a disease of adults, and it can be quite severe, as we've heard through Carol's story. About 177,000 adults over the age of 65 are hospitalized every year due to complications from RSV. And of those, about 14,000 will die.
I also understand there is a television special coming up here. Can you tell me a little bit about that and where we can see it?
Well, sure, Chris, I'll take that one. Dr. Friedland here. So we've had the pleasure to have the opportunity to work with senior athletes like Carol and others who can tell their stories about their experience with an RSV infection and how it sidelined them from the important preparations that they do in their lives, and how their athletics is such an important part of their life, and how RSV sort of sidelined them from that typical journey. Now, this TV special, which is hosted by Angela Bassett, it's called Redefining Aging with Senior Athletes, and it's hosted by Angela Bassett, and it can be found right now on GSK's YouTube channel. We also have a website called sidelinersv.com, where there are resources about RSV that can be also followed on Facebook and Instagram.
Carol, how has remaining active helped you?
A couple of ways. One, I mean, you often hear the term of body in motion. So one of the ways is continuing to be active keeps my other things healthy. So my heart is healthy, my lungs are healthy, my blood pressure is well within normal limits, my weight is stable, I'm not diabetic, I don't have those things. I do have a chronic condition and I do have asthma. Those are things that I do have. But everything else that I can control, staying active, definitely keeps those things in check. The other thing, like Dr. Friedland said, is prevention. When I was sick, I didn't realize that there was an option that was right for me. It wasn't until I met with my doctor and my doctor informed me that vaccination was the right course for me because I already had these underlying conditions and I am very active. I'm continuing to be active. I'm leaving the country to compete for the US next week. So remaining active, remaining a holistic approach with my health. So not just the performance of my body, but how my body can perform.